Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about the Dometic 300 series toilet, and I'm going to help you to make a decision whether you want to buy this toilet or replace the one that you probably already have. It's been a very popular toilet in the previous years. It's done very well because possibly Thetford ran out of toilets and Dometic filled the gap. You see it in a lot of new RVs. It's talked about on the internet, very popular toilet. Popularity doesn't mean it's good either. Popular is just a term, right? It's a popular toilet for good or for bad. So we're going to break that down a little bit and help you make a good decision on whether you want to buy this toilet or replace the one that you have with the same or a better model. So let's dig into this. Hey everybody, this is Eric Stark with the Smart RVer podcast, presenting another Fast Tip Friday. And today, as I said, we're going to be talking about the 300 series toilets. Now check this out. This is the only time you'll see me doing this. This is a brand new toilet, never installed. So it's still clean. Doesn't have all that goo-goo on it, right? Okay, anyway, let's get beyond that. So this particular one is the Dometic 320 series. So it's got a porcelain upper and a plastic base, which I'll show that to you in a minute. I'm not going to lug this thing around. We got a plastic one sitting right here that we're going to share with you. So this is a pretty decent toilet as far as, the style goes. It looks good. Got a nice residential style lid on it. It's not a slow close lid. Camco, they have the same version of this with a nice slow close lid. Might even be a better toilet. But the word's still out, or the jury's still out on that one because it's still such a new toilet. But we're going to find out if it has some of the same problems as this toilet. But anyways, we don't want to get into the problems just yet. So anyway, it's a nice porcelain upper. Got that residential style. It's elongated, a little more comfortable. I'm not going to get into all the nitty-gritty of that. So it's a decent, you look at it, it's a nice looking toilet. All right, now I'm going to set this one aside for a moment. We're going to bring in the 300 series, which is the beginning of the line. There's 300, there's 310, which I don't have right here, and the 320. The 310 is a little more round than it is elongated. And the 310 has been out forever. The 300, they've all been around for quite a while, maybe 10 years or so. I don't know the approximate year or, timeline. But we're going to focus on these toilets. It explains the line. That's all you need to know. So this toilet here is the 300 series by Dometic. It's got your generic, cheap plastic lid. Nothing fancy about it. It's just a plastic toilet, doesn't weigh a whole lot. Now it appears this base here is the same base you're going to find on the 320. Now I can't swear to that, but it looks identical. Same thickness, kind of the same deal. I don't know if that's good or bad. The 320s aren't known for just cracking and falling apart. The 300 series has other issues besides that. So it's, a decent looking toilet, entry-level toilet, I guess you'd call it. It looks better than the Thetford Aquamagic 6. Got a little more style to it. It's not as elongated. It's, got the rounder bowl, but it's kind of big. The 320's got that elongated residential style bowl. So this is really the brother or the sister to the 310. It's the plastic version of the 310. Now the 310 has a porcelain upper section here and the plastic lower section down here, right? So let's get into the nitty-gritty of this toilet. Why you need to know these things. It's important that you know this so you understand, because this toilet is being talked about on the internet. People come into the store, hey, we got to have one of those 300 series toilet. We want the 310, or we want the 320, or we want the 300. Quite often they don't leave with the toilet that they think they have to have, because we explain it to them. Now, we carry this toilet's right off our showroom floor. The 320 is as well. Now, this one's defective, but it's out on the floor so people can see it. We carry, all the toilets in the store. And this is one of them. So, let's break this toilet down. So, it's got a plastic lid on here. The lids are replaceable, not a big deal. It's got a vacuum breaker on the back. You got to have that to make it work. This vacuum breaker doesn't fail that often. It's not on any of the toilets Dometic's ever made that's had a vacuum breaker. They seem to hold up pretty well. Got a water line here, replaceable. Doesn't cost much, under $10. You can probably get just anything else. It's got, that a clamp on there, the same size work. Not a big deal. Water valve here, Yeah, let's come back to that. So the pedal right here on the side, this plastic cover here is replaceable. Yeah, that's right. You can replace that cover. But the pedal's not replaceable. So if this pedal breaks or the mechanism breaks, you know what you got to do? Throw this toilet away and buy a new one. That's right. Whether it's this toilet, the 310 or the 320, if the pedal breaks, you trash it. You throw it away. Okay, so that's a major deal because these pedals do break. So you have to keep that in mind. Now let's go back to this valve. This water valve here. These fail pretty regularly. This is the most popular valve we sell. We carry a lot more of these than we do of any other brand valve, which Thetford is the other brand. You got Dometic and Thetford for the most part in Sealand, which is owned by Dometic. But this valve is the king of sales. The king of sales. That's how often that valve fails, whether it freezes or it just breaks, the water line, too much pressure on it. Poor mold here, who knows what. They break, they fail, they leak. So you got that to contend with. And then you have the seal inside the bowl there. You can see it, the black seal. Okay, so that seal holds liquids in here, water, so you don't get the gases coming up from your holding tank. Just like a residential toilet, you got the water in the bowl, keeps the gases from coming up. Well, if that seal doesn't hold water, the water is going to leak out, then the gases are going to come up. Kind of one of these things you got to do. Now that seal, this guy is at minimum $50. $50, 50. The zero looks just like that. That's an O. You know what that O stands for? That shape? Ouch. Because $50 hurts for like this. You can get a Thetford seal for much less, half the price or less. So $50 is a lot for the seal. It must be made out of something like they'd use on the space shuttle, or, well, that's passe now, on something. Maybe Elon Musk makes these for his rockets. I don't know. Uses them somewhere. $50. Way too much. The water valve, I would say at minimum you're going to pay $75 for this. Probably $75 to $100. $75 is too much for it. Thetford valves, their most expensive one's about $45. Now, depending on where you shop and all that, these prices can fluctuate, but it's all relative. So that's a lot of money, and these valves break regularly. These seals fail regularly. Not as often as the valve, but it hurts. So you have to know that when you're thinking about buying one of these toilets. You know, this isn't to bash this toilet, bash Dometic. It's making you aware of what's going on, because this has become the most talked about toilet on the internet. And so you have to be cautious. Don't get caught up in the hoopla or whatever. It's just a low-priced toilet. And you have to understand what the maintenance is going to be. It's like if you shop for a new car, you don't want to know what it's going to cost to maintain that car each year, right? Okay, same thing. So anyway, I don't want to go on forever. Short video, keep it nice and sweet. So before you buy a 300 series toilet, whether it's a 300, 310, or a 320, high or low profile, and by the way, high profiles are 18 inches, low profiles are about 13 inches. Before you buy one, do your research. And I personally highly recommend the Aquamagic style toilets. They're porcelain, the parts are less money, they don't break as often, very nice looking toilet. I'll have a picture of it here, or here, we'll do it somewhere. Very nice looking toilet. It costs more money, maybe $125 more depending on the variables at the local stores. Better toilet, buy it once and be done with it. It'll be a keeper. You're not going to throw it away. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention this. You know, some of these cheap toilets, less expensive toilets, down in the hole here, in the hole. See, this whole area can fill up with waste. Not the whole area, but it's not designed for it to just go straight out like with a pipe running through there. So it collects waste, urine, hard to clean out. This toilet is known for having some horrendous odors that you just can't get rid of because it just starts to permeate the plastic, and then it's a throwaway toilet. To get rid of the odors, you got to chuck the toilet. Now, that's pretty pathetic, too. So keep that in mind when you're buying this toilet or looking at it. So the 300 series toilet by Dometic, do your research before you buy one. Make sure it's the toilet for you. If it isn't, check out the Dometic or the Thetford style toilets. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next video.